Guys, I'm really happy to see you guys over here. So as you all know, in this video we'll be looking at Kali Linux for our lab setup. So what I'll do is we'll just head over to kali.org, and you can do this simultaneously because the download file will be of 1 GB, and for that you need to do it simultaneously, so you will be ready with the lab setup and all the tools that are required. So what you can do is you can either download it normally or you can use torrent. And let's take a look at the names of the images. So first one is the light image, which is the smaller version. As you can see, it's 800 MB, and then we have 64-bit and 32-bit depending on your system architecture. So we also have VM images or virtual images, like for VirtualBox and VMware. So if you have VMware, you can download it for VMware. But as you know, in our previous video we have installed VirtualBox and we will be configuring it for VirtualBox. So what I'll do is I'll just head over to VirtualBox images and download 64-bit. But while recording the video, I've already downloaded the image. So what I'll do is I'll head over to VirtualBox, and you can pause the video here and download your image and come back once it is completed. For now, I'll just proceed. So there are few options available. You can either create a new machine. So in case you have an installation image, you can create a new machine and install it. Since we have downloaded VirtualBox image, we don't have to actually create a new machine. So in case you have a Kali Linux image, you can just type in the name, set the memory size. So just stay in the green part. So you can add in a storage. In case you have a hard disk, you can add a virtual hard disk. You can do that, or you can create a new. But for now, since we have a virtual image, in case you have a VM image, you can just import the image. And second option is to actually create a new image and open up the hard disk. So there are two to three options. The first one is to create a new virtual machine. Second option is to open OVA file. So if you have followed me, and if you have followed and downloaded everything that I told in this video and in the previous video, then you don't have to follow this method. What you can do is you can actually import image. So what I'll do is I'll just import the image. So I will just click on cancel and go to import, and over here browse the OVA file that we have downloaded in this video. So I'll just go and select my OVA file, which will be in the downloads. So over here you need to make sure that you reinitialize MAC address. So this option should be checked, and in MAC address you have to select generate new MAC address, and this is recommended because we are using an virtual image which is already installed. So all the settings will be already done. You can just click on import to import the image, and this might take some time. So depending on your system configuration, like your physical system's configuration, it might take some time. If you have an SSD, it will take few minutes and you will be done. So you can click on start and the machine will start. So this is how it works. And if you get some kind of an error, just try to Google it, or you can ask it in Q&A section. I will surely help you. So as you can see, I have an error because I'm using OS X and USB 3 is not supported. So what I'll do is I'll just go to settings, and over here you can change the amount of memory. So I'll just add in 4 GB and the chipset type. So if you have any chipset type errors, you can do changes over here accordingly. And for me, the error is because of USB. Even for graphic controller, a few people might get errors, so you can do that over here. Next thing is you can go to ports and USB. You can switch between USB 1, 2 and 3. So since in case you have a gigabyte motherboard, you can select USB 3, that is XHDMI. But as you know, I have an OS X, so for me I have to select USB 1.0 because USB 2 and 3 are not working in my computer. So you can do that. So what I'll do is I'll just go to settings, make sure the machine is selected, and go to USB, and over here I'll select USB 1. So as you can see, the machine has started, and this is the image that you will see once you boot. So we have two options available. First one is graphical and second one is advanced GUI. So you can select GUI and proceed. Now this images as in the image, Kali image that we have downloaded, will be pre-installed. So it's an pre-configured and pre-installed image. You don't have to work around and invest time in configuration and stuff. So I usually recommend this for beginners who have zero idea about VirtualBox and installation of Kali Linux. So in case you are a beginner, you can follow my steps. So the username will be root and the password will be TOOR, that is inverse of root. So I'll just enter username and password TOOR, and by default this is the username and password. Once you enter it, you will be inside Kali Linux and we are ready to go and set up our next section or next machine, virtual machine. So happy learning. I'm really happy to see you guys over here. Again, all the best, and keep on working on your knowledge and working on what all things you are interested in. Keep on learning new things.